sunshine.
What's the matter with you?
Today, I want to challenge myself to take this piece of 2x4 that is literally a stud in a wall, cut it down to 5 foot. I'm going to take it and try and make a pretty cool keepsake box. Typically, I use figured walnut, macaw, sapele, maple, all the hardwoods that are all elegant looking, but I want to challenge myself today to take this 2x4 and blow y'all's mind. I think I'm going to incorporate this part right here for the lid because the grain does something kind of weird right here that I really don't see often in 2x4, which it's not very often that I'm looking at 2x4s for grain. However, today I am, so this piece here, we're going to make the lid. Stick around and let's make some sawdust. So, I want my front to be about 9 inches, or maybe we should go 9, we'll go 9.5 on the front, and then we'll cut it down as we go. I want my sides to be about 6 inches or so. And that will leave me with this nice piece right here I can use for the lid that I was speaking of earlier. So let's go to the miter saw and cut this down. Forgot my wood. Now that my pieces are cut, they have to be jointed and planed down because they are warped beyond belief. You can see that gap right there where they are cupped badly. So let's take them over to the joiner first, and then we'll send them through the planer. This is my Wahuda jointer, and I absolutely love this thing. Now we're going to joint one edge. We want to get rid of these roundovers right here so we have a nice square edge. That's more like it. Now we're going to send them through our jointer. Alright, so now that I've got these jointed and planed, I'm going to go ahead and rip them down to the final width, and then we'll resaw them in half. So now that these are resawn in half, we're going to just plane them down with our hand plane and get rid of some of these saw marks. And then we'll take them to the miter saw. We're going to do a simple 45 joint with miter splines. So now we just want to orient these pieces to where the grains line up and wrap around the whole box, which is how we have it now. So I'm going to mark each side so they coordinate with the other, and then we're going to take it to our router table and route out for our bottom, and then we'll take it back to the table saw. And what I'm going to do is cut a little rabbet in the top here, about a quarter of the way through and about a 1/4 inch into the top piece. And that will allow our lid to sit in there nice and flush. That is exactly what we wanted. That way our lid will sit right inside there and sit proud just a little bit to give it that kind of 3D effect. And now we're going to take a piece of composite for our bottom here. I like to use composite just because it doesn't move very much. And we'll just mark right where we made our bottom notch with the router table. Let's see how that fits. That looks about perfect. That's going to work out really good. So now we're going to take our piece of felt with an adhesive back and go ahead and apply it to our box bottom. Alright, so now that we got that cutting on and we've got all of our pieces ready for sanding, we're going to sand the box sides and fronts, install this and glue it up, and then we'll start working on the lid. Alright, let's take it and glue it up. Alright. Alrighty. Let's check this for square and let it dry. Alright, so while the glue dries, let's hear a word from our sponsor.
You don't have a sponsor.
Oh yeah, I don't have a sponsor. Like, comment, share, subscribe. So here's the piece I set aside for the lid, and I went ahead and resawed it and planed it down. And I think the best look for it would be to glue it up like this. It kind of has this flare out right here that I can pretty much use, and hopefully the grain will pop nice on it. So only one way to find out. Let's glue it up and we'll get right back to you. Alright, so we're going to let that glue dry, and we're going to go ahead and cut a few miter splines in the box. So I've got my miter spline jig here, and it just sits over my table saw fence and slides really easy. You don't want any kind of deterrence from it sliding, so make sure that slides good. So I like that look. I'm going to add one more spline up here that's a little bit longer than all these here. I decided that I'm going to mix it up just a little bit. I'm going to add some walnut splines for the miter splines. And for the lid handle, I'm going to add a piece of walnut as well. So now that our splines are cut, we're going to go ahead and use some CA glue to glue them in. So we're going to repeat that process on all four corners and then cut them down flush. So now that these are all glued and set, we're going to go ahead and cut them down about flush to the surface of the pine. I don't want to get too close to scar up my pine, so we'll come back with a hand plane and get it real nice and flush. Okay, so now that our lid is dry and our miter splines are cut down flush, I'm going to go ahead and get our lid cut to fit, and then we'll get our piece for the handle and finish this bad boy up. Okay guys, so I'm actually pretty excited with how this lid turned out, man. I mean, that is going to look pretty damn good. So I'm eager to get this thing sanded up, attach the lid handle, put some finish on it, and let's see how this bad boy turned out. All right guys, so I've got it all sanded down, got the lid done except for the handle. I found my piece of walnut I wanted, and when I put it on there, I just didn't really like the plain look of it. So I added a little rabbet in the middle and cut this little piece of pine to fit directly in there. So we're gonna have an inlay that sits proud of the walnut on top. So we're going to cut this down to size, get this glued on, and we're going to finish this bad boy. So we're going to add some glue. I got my marks on here for exactly center. Keep pressure on that for about 5 seconds. And guys, I am actually thrilled with how this came out. I did not expect this to come out so damn good. This pine and this walnut combined look absolutely incredible. It's almost better than white oak and walnut, but not quite. But that being said, this 2x4 was $4. I can probably sell this box for $400 easy. So let's go post it on Etsy and see what happens. But first, we got to finish it. Let's get some shellac. Wow guys, I could have never imagined that this box would turn out so damn good. I want to thank y'all for watching. I hope y'all made it through the video. I know it was a little longer than usual. However, it is worth it. This box is just stunning in every aspect. The fact that it's yellow pine just blows my mind. So I'm going to go post this on Etsy right now. But I wanted to thank y'all for watching. And guys, like, comment, subscribe, but most importantly, share this video so we can keep reaching you and getting more views to be pushing out this content. Thanks a million.